Good evening, everyone. I'm Manvi, and I'm delighted to welcome you all to a conversation brought to you by the Xplore CXO Series at XLRI Jamshedpur. We are honored to have with us Mr. Saurabh Mishra, a distinguished product leader with over 2 decades of experience in driving digital transformation and innovation across healthcare and technology. He currently serves as the Global Product Director at Optum, where he leads initiatives that enhance customer experience, strengthen operational efficiency, and shape future digital healthcare. He, with a proven track record with building impactful products, leading global teams, and aligning technology with business outcomes, he has played a pivotal role in delivering solutions that touch millions of lives. Through his career, he has been recognized for blending strategic foresight with executive excellence, fostering innovation, and contributing through thought leadership to the industry. So it's a privilege to host you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Manvi. Pleasure being here.
So before we get into the main discussion, I'd love to begin with a brief rapid fire round. The idea is to get to know a lighter side of your product philosophy. It's going to be short questions and you have to answer as quickly as possible, whenever you're ready.
Okay, let's get started.
Okay, so the first question for you is a product that you wished you had built.
A mobile phone?
Don't we all wish that were true? Okay, well, the next question is, what is a product manager's worst nightmare?
Will I achieve my ROI?
All right. One book that every product manager must read according to you?
So there's a book, The Innovator's Dilemma by Clayton. I think that's one of the best books around how the innovation important, and if you fail in innovation or if you don't do innovation, even the big giants can fail. So I think it's a constant reminder for a product manager that you need to be evolving all the time. So
keep innovating.
Great book.
Yeah, I'll definitely add that to my list. Thank you so much. Okay, one PM habit that you would swear by.
Okay. So PM, a day in PM's life is pretty crazy. Since morning till night or whatever, if there is an end of the day. I think more than a PM habit, it's a personal habit to take a 30-minute gap towards middle of the day just to recharge, regain, and then constantly be on the roll. So that's one habit I think I would recommend. It's very important for the PM to take a break, cut off, internalize, regain your energy so that you are again refreshed for the challenges ahead.
Yeah, it's better to avoid burnout and run the marathon that you have to run. Okay. So, according to you, the most underrated metric for healthcare products would be?
I think the accuracy and the efficiency gained or delivered by the product.
Okay.
So we constantly chase around the adoption, we chase around the user experience or user expectation or feedback. But at the end of the day, in healthcare, the accuracy of the product is pretty important. And then how much efficiency is it bringing to the entire healthcare ecosystem? So those two are, for me, important KPIs which should be measured.
That's very insightful, sir. Okay, the last question for you here is one word that would define your product philosophy.
It's not a word, it's a phrase.
Sure, that works too.
Every decision is a bad decision, it's just a matter of time.
All right, wonderful, sir. Thank you so much, sir. That was a wonderful start, and it has given us a perfect foundation to move into our next segment with deeper questions around product management. So I'll start with my first question, a very basic one at that. What does product management mean to you, sir?
So let's start with what is a product. Theoretically, if you speak, product comprises of goods and services.
Correct.
So with that definition, product management is managing the goods or the services both. Lately, what I have been observing is the definition of product manager has shrunk a bit and people are more focused upon the digital product management part. where they are more into the technical aspect of a product design and innovations and launches. But for me, designing a service is also a part of product management. And if you see in true sense, a product, or even if you say, for example, a company like Flipkart, Amazon, or any other,
Right.
they have a digital product, but at the same time they have services around that product.
Correct.
And together, everything when combined gives the experience to the user.
Correct.
Even if you are able to order your favorite phone easily, but if the delivery takes long time, or if the delivery has any issues, your experience is not there.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
so for me, the product management umbrella is much wider.
Yeah.
Sometimes you may only be delivering a service. For me, some of what I've been hearing is consulting as a profile. I think consulting at the end of the day is very similar to product, or it is actually a product, because it's a service which you are giving to your client. The deliverable could be your final report. How you package it, how you deliver it could matter.
Yeah.
Your data collection, like in any product, how you are collecting the requirement, how you analyzing the market. So there are a lot of synergies there. So I look at product management as a wide umbrella, covering a lot of aspects.
Correct, sir. Moving on to that, a follow-up to that actually would be my next question to you. Coming to the healthcare industry, because that's where you come from, where do you see the healthcare industry progressing towards when you're talking about product management?
So now healthcare industry is very wide.
Yes.
So maybe we can take one aspect of healthcare industry. So I'll leave out the pharma aspect or the insurance aspect. Let's talk about the care delivery within the healthcare industry. That's more relatable to general people. Now, care delivery is the episode wherein a patient takes the healthcare service from a doctor.
Correct.
As I said earlier, this is also a product. How you package this entire interaction. So there is a concept called service scape.
Okay.
And then there is a concept for e-service scape.
Right.
So how do you package it? How your ambience is? How much ease it is for the patient to see the doctor, and how that entire interaction goes along is the complete packaging of the product, which is the healthcare service. Now, to make this service more efficient, there are digital products which are enabled. Doctors are given more tools which will help them, assist them in delivering this service. There are other gatekeepers which are put in place, which are helping capture the necessary vitals or capture the necessary records for the patient to make this service more efficient and accurate for the patient. So that's one of the aspect of it. Now, in terms of evolution, I think today everyone is talking about AI. So all these tools that we are talking about, I see all of them getting AI enabled or should be getting AI first mindset. So doctors I see will be assisted by AI tools. The paramedic staff will be assisted by AI tools, and this will all help us improve the overall quality of the healthcare service delivery. So I think that's where the entire healthcare industry is heading when it comes to products.
That's very good to know, sir. We really need some better healthcare support in our country, I suppose. So that's very important. Talking about AI, you mentioned that the future is AI-powered tools and services. So what would be one myth about AI that you would like to bust today when it comes to the healthcare services? How AI currently is being implemented there is probably very different from what the world currently thinks it is. So what is that one myth that you would like to bust for us?
So one myth is AI will replace people. I believe AI will not replace people. AI will augment people. It will assist people. But people will always be there in the loop. So at least in healthcare, we are always seeing human in the loop. And I think the myth that AI is going to take over and things will be driven by AI, I think I personally wouldn't agree to that, coming from healthcare industry. But definitely AI is going to be a big support for the entire healthcare ecosystem to deliver better care and better outcomes.
Definitely, sir. Another question around AI would be that AI in healthcare can sometimes feel like a black box, since the decisions that people are taking in the healthcare industry are often life or death decisions, and there is no justification as to why the algorithm says what it says and how people should, abide by it or not. So the question here is, how do you safeguard against these biases that exist when you're incorporating AI into systems? How do you explain everything to your patients or to the people who are consuming that particular service?
I think that's a very, very valid question, and I love that you asked that. So the black box is a major issue, not only in terms of trusting the AI model, but it also is a hindrance in terms of adoption of AI in healthcare.
Correct.
So it's, for both aspects, it's important that we give the proper references and the proper reasoning for what AI model is suggesting. For example, the AI model saying that, looking at the patient data, and it says patient has, say, dengue.
Right.
Without proper reasoning, nobody is going to believe the model's outcome, even though if it's accurate. So what we need to do is, the model should also say, I looked at patient's lab report, the platelet count is dropping, the patient has been experiencing onsets of fever in past couple of days. I also looked at the patient's social profile, and I found that patient has visited, say, high dengue instance prevalence areas in past few days. So they have correlated those data, which AI can do with a lot of great efficiency. And then with all those reasoning, AI can recommend that or suggest that because of all these reasons, I am saying the patient could have dengue. And when a doctor reads that reasoning, that's where the trust builds up.
Correct.
And then the doctor has more confidence to communicate with the patient, to have that interaction with the patient. They may get those confirmations as well. Did you actually visited that or not? And then it leads to a proper outcome.
Right.
So that's where it's important that whatever AI recommendations are coming are supported with the proper reasoning, references, and those are some of the trust building factors in healthcare as well.
Understand. So what I'm understanding from this is that you have to build a full ecosystem, one whole system with the AI and the doctors, a system to backtrack and track whatever justification that AI is giving, and then put the doctor in the forefront to tell the patient that this is the accurate diagnosis.
Absolutely. So while I gave you an example of doctor, but now look at the other side, let's say about operations side.
Right.
Now AI is used a lot in operations. Suppose you call somebody for a telephonic discussion, right? Maybe you call somebody for inquiring about your claim status.
Right.
Now, and your question requires the operator to look at certain data. If I only tell the operator a certain answer for the query, he may or she may agree to it, but she will not have a reference point to it. So rather, what I need to tell is, for this query of the patient, this is the answer, and I arrived at this answer because these are the policy documents, page number this, para number this of the policy documents states this, and that is why, compiling all this information, this is the response I have come up with. So now what I'm giving them the opportunity is, if they are not agreeing to the answer that AI has given, they can always go back and read those exact text in the policy document and then respond back to the query. So one, the first call resolution rate has improved.
Right.
Also, the entire search of the content of the information has expedited. So that's how we also bring efficiency. But then the trust that we talked about, when the operator repeatedly sees that, oh, AI is giving me the right references, that's where the trust builds in.
So that is definitely one very useful use case as such for people who have to, file for claims and everything. Okay, so thank you so much for this. I would like to pivot our conversation towards a more product life cycle phases questions. When I was doing my research, I saw a lot of articles of yours, and I saw that you had very passionately written about the different phases that exist in a product life cycle. So I believe your favorite phase is the growth phase. So my question to you is, why is that? What part of it resonates with you the most?
So growth phase is one where I feel the product manager is most relaxed. You asked me one nightmare, I talked about the ROI. I think once the product reaches the growth phase, you are confident that your ROI is going to be achieved. So that nightmare is taken care of.
Okay.
So that brings in a lot of peace to you as a product manager. But the most excitement comes in because now the product is growing,
Right.
rapidly growing. There's a lot of adoption which is happening. And when the adoption is happening, there's a lot of great insights which is coming in.
Got it.
And when with these insights, the actual evolution of the product is happening.
Okay.
Until the growth phase, before that, you are kind of working in a lot of assumptions.
Right.
With you may have your own research methods to test some of these assumptions, but still there is a lot of uncertainty around
Correct.
it. All those realms are crossed when you reach the growth phase. So I personally feel that's the most exciting phase because you actually see your product growing.
Yeah. All right. So a follow-up to that, sir, is that it is a well-known issue that premature optimization during the growth phase is an issue. So according to you, in your experience, how do you solve for that? How do you fix it?
So why a premature optimization would happen? Let's dissect that. So in the growth phase, as I mentioned, a lot of information comes in because
Right.
people are using the product.
Yeah.
A lot of information is coming in, and now you are not certain if this much information is sufficient to plan the next steps, or you need this much information to plan the next steps. And that uncertainty may lead to premature optimization because you may consider some information as sufficient enough and you make your decisions based upon that, and you start delivering some extra features or add-ons to the product, which may lead to some mishits. How do you solve for it, or how do you be cautious about it? I think one is experience. Once you gain experience, it kind of self-taught. But again, I think statistics, how you look for the normalization, of the data and all.
Right.
So I think some of those techniques helps you to understand is the sample size of this data sufficient enough for you to generalize it, to normalize it, and then can you take it for your decision making or not. So I think that's one of the key things, and I think the key aspect, what you do from 0 to 1 are still relevant even when you are adding another capability or feature to the product. You have to constantly keep testing it, validating it, and that's how the optimization is always circling back, and there's a constant feedback loop how you're optimizing the product. So those are certain things which as a product manager we tend to do to just save ourselves from those premature optimizations.
Thank you so much, sir. That's a wonderful answer. Thank you for that. The next question with respect to the phases of the product life cycle would be about the last phase. So the product life cycle in the healthcare domain specifically often involves a lot of trade-offs. So how do you decide whether to sunset a product or to pivot it, especially when the switching cost for patients and providers is so high? How do you make those decisions?
So I think no product managers would like to sunset their product. We treat our product as our babies, and we don't love sunsetting it. But then that's the reality of the world. Everything comes to an end someday. But the idea is that we need to extract as much value out of the product as possible. So as long as we see that there is a relevance of the product in the market somewhere, we tend to keep the product going. We may put a product in KTLO, like keeping the lights on mode. We may not invest further onto the product, but as long as it's getting us some revenues, we tend to extend the life of the product. Then comes a time when people are not using the product, it's not meeting or solving any problem, any business problem or any use cases. That means it's totally out of relevance. That's the time we have to sunset the product. Also we see, okay, this product is no longer fitting into the use case that we initially thought it, but then we also look for, is there any other use case around where this can fit in?
Now
So we can take the same product and retrofit it or into some other space, so that the product life cycle is going, because understand this, there's a lot of investment which has gone into building that product. So it may not solve its actual problem, but as long as it's solving some problem somewhere, you keep the product continuing.
Yeah, all right. That's wonderful. So I guess here's where your 2 decades of experience actually truly shines, when you have so much of experience to share with us. So around that, having so much of experience, sir, you've understood the industry well and you've seen it evolve. So according to you, which skills do you think were critical a decade ago but are now less relevant or sort of obsolete? And what new skills do you think will be very, very indispensable in the coming 5 years to 10 years?
So I'm sitting in XLRI, I think a very important question, and I think this should be a question which is in mind of every student here.
Yes.
So when I started my career, there was a lot of importance given to the documentation. How clearly are we able to document the requirements? How clearly are we able to articulate it? There was a lot of effort put into the testing of the product, writing the test cases, functionally testing it. And then when we go towards the launch, again, there was a lot of effort put into the entire launching of the product, creating those general availability, marketing documents, and so on and so forth. So those were important skills when I started off. With the introduction of AI agents, I think all of these skills have become obsolete.
Right.
We have agents which can do these activities more quality-wise and time-wise better than a human. So when AI has taken over these skills, what becomes important is that we go to a higher level as a product managers. Now, the higher level is we get more into strategy part of it.
Okay.
So as a product manager, the skills which are more important for the future, which as a student are more important, is one, you should be able, for strategy, you need to have the understanding of looking at the data and interpreting the data, right? So while AI can do various analysis, can apply all the different statistical tools and give you the output, but how do you interpret that output is important.
Right.
So that data skills is something which is important for future. That will be one skill which every product manager has to have.
Right.
What meaning are you going to extract out of the data that you're looking at?
Right, correct.
The second skill set would be communicating the story of the product.
Data storytelling.
So how do you create the entire value story of the product, which you can communicate efficiently to the users or to the other key stakeholders? That skills is again important.
Okay.
So I think these 2 skills are important. Apart from that, the third thing, so I'm looking at product management as a T.
Okay.
So these skills are like the horizontal of the
ones,
T, which are there across, but there should be one domain where you have to go in depth.
Right.
Because and that domain could be anything. It could be healthcare domain, finance domain, or anything, but that one domain you should go into very detail. So these T skills, I think that's how I look at the evolving product management, and those who have this combination, I think they'll excel in their careers.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. I will try to, draw out my career trajectory like that, hopefully. Coming to our last question, sir. So we love to hear about product unicorns, but sometimes the best lessons come out of total wipeouts. So can you tell us a moment that you thought that the product was crashing, or an unexpected fumble that taught you, or you had a raw, eye-opening experience that changed your approach towards building a product or your ways of user research? Any learning that you've had so far from a failure?
So I had my own fair share of failures as well. I used to run innovation lab, and we did a lot of innovative ideas.
Right.
Most of them didn't see the light of the day.
Okay.
Very few products went into the launch, but that's what innovation lab is all about, right? You keep constantly on the innovating new products. But there was one product in my career which strangely, it showed green light in every possible measure that you have. And all the analysis that we did for the product, it showed great results, and we were so sure that it's going to fly off like anything. It was greatly appreciated during all our pilot launches, pilot testing, and everything. Ironically, when we actually launched it, there was hardly any adoption for the product.
All right.
And that's a lesson. I think even when all the indicators are pointing you to the right direction, there are still some factors which you may have overlooked, which may still lead for the downfall of the product.
All right.
What probably we need to do is constantly expand the factors that we are looking at. Lately, what we have started doing is launch products in smaller phases, in smaller markets, and then test it. I think that's how what Agile is also telling you: launch fast, fail fast. I think that's taking care of some of these things, but I think failure teaches you more than the success. So,
correct, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so this has been great. Thank you so much, sir. So I think we've come to the end of our podcast. Thank you so much for this insightful conversation, from AI myths to product lifecycle decisions, skills of the future, and how the healthcare industry is progressing. I personally have taken away a lot of lessons for myself, so I personally have a lot of gratitude for you. On behalf of everyone here, we would like to sincerely thank you for taking out the time and sharing your valuable experiences and perspectives with us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.